Hey, is your Mac beginning to slow down? Well, what are some quick tips that can actually help improve your Mac performance? Find out more next. One of those annoying things, of course, is when your Mac starts to not perform the way that it used to feel. Well, how do we actually take a look at some of the different things that can really help us to improve our performance? Well, there are 7 particular ways that I want us to go over. Now, this is by no means the only things that you can do, but these are 7 very quick ways that we can actually get a little bit more performance out of our machines as we do so. So when it comes down to it, it's in, like I said, no particular order here. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. The first way is fairly simple. Apps that may be running in the background that you don't know about, we want to go ahead and close those out, especially if we're not using them. Now on my screen, I have the dock kind of auto hid, but if I float down to the bottom, you can actually see that underneath there are these different dots that are, of course, underneath the icons here, and those are applications that are just running in the background. And if they're actually there, that means they're also, of course, consuming resources as well. So all I have to do is simply close out of them. I can right-click on one of them, and I can quit. And when I do that, you'll notice that the actual dot disappears, which tells you that it's been removed out of memory as well and closed down. And I can just simply do that. Now, sometimes you might find one that may be a little bit, let's say, resistance to you doing that. When that happens, all you have to do is hold down the actual Option key, and then, of course, you can even tell it to force quit if you choose to. Well, this one's not doing that, so I'm simply going to go ahead and close out of that one as well. So that's one of the first things that we can do that's very quick, that doesn't require a reboot, doesn't require us to go much deeper into the system, that can really begin to help, is closing out of those apps as well. Now, the other thing that also happens is that when your computer, you've logged out of it and now you're logging back in, are there any applications that are automatically going to start up when your computer logs back in? Well, the way that you can do that is check out and see if you have any items that are going to run as you log in. This is fairly easy to find out. In the upper left-hand corner, we're going to select the Apple button, and then we're going to go to System Preferences. And inside of System Preferences, let me move this over so that we can see it a little bit better. We're going to look for Users and Groups. And under Users and Groups, notice that here in the Details section of it, there's also Login Items. If I can select this, notice I have these 2 items that will automatically open when you log in. Now, if you take a look at your own Mac, you might find out that there are some items you really don't want to go ahead and open automatically as you log in. And all you have to do from that point is go ahead and uncheck that one. And then you can even, if you don't want to just hide it, you of course can simply click on the minus sign here, and that will remove that one out as well. So just like that. So that's another option that you have. That will then go ahead and say, look, don't load up anything as you log in. The only one that I want going on is going to be my OneDrive. Now, the other thing, of course, is one of the most resource-intensive applications that we tend to run on our laptops as well, which is going to be a browser. Now, this is going to be true whether it is that we're talking about a browser like I have here, which is Brave, or whether you're talking about Google Chrome, whatever else it might be. You might find out there are plenty of different applications that are out there that start to actually eat up more memory. Now, the problem that you have is, if you're like me, you tend to open up one tab after the other, and you continue to do so, and all of a sudden you have 10 or 15 different tabs, and then you actually end up noticing that your computer will also begin to slow down as well. Of course, simply going ahead and eliminating additional open tabs that you don't need, and that way that you're only using the tabs that you do need that are available, that is what's also going to help you to improve your performance as well. Browsers today are very notorious about eating up a tremendous amount of memory, and this will actually help eliminate a lot of that if you don't need it. But if you're like me, you actually use tons of browsers all the time. You don't tend to think about it until you get that system performance slow down, and then you start thinking about it a little bit more. But this is another quick option that you can also end up using that will help improve your performance too. Now, this is where we go a little bit deeper into the system itself to optimize our storage. Now, this one's a little bit hidden away, but it is something that can help you because the more that the hard drive is filled up, the less free space that there is, and that means it can't move around stuff as efficiently as it needs to. Even with today's SSDs, it probably doesn't really help as much as it did with your conventional hard drives, but most of us on a Mac, we may be running an older version of the hardware, so this is one that can really help you. We'll go back to the Apple button, and at this point, to the About This Mac instead. And once we're actually inside of About This Mac, this is where we can go over to Storage, and then select Manage at this point. And now inside of Manage, notice that you have Store in iCloud. That's not the setting that we're so worried about. The Empty the Trash automatically is also helpful. That way it frees up hard drive space as the actual trash bin gets full. Reducing the clutter, but the one that we're really focusing in on is this one, which is Optimize the Storage. Save space automatically by removing movies and TV shows that you've already watched from this Mac. You select Optimize, then it actually can say, hey, let me go through and find all these files that don't necessarily need to be on my computer to allow me to actually do this. So using this Optimize will ensure that it's only going to remove the things that it says it's going to remove and potentially free up more of your hard drive space for you so that you can, of course, use the performance based off of that as well. The other thing is fancy animations. Now, let me see if I can show you what I mean by that. So if I normally have an application that's open and I want to minimize that, notice what it did there, right? It just selected that. You can kind of see it kind of zoomed down and zoomed over into the proper place that it needed to. Well, those all take a bit more extra memory for it to actually run the way that we want to. If those effects aren't really something that you need, but you need better performance, you of course can go ahead and kind of disable those things so it doesn't actually look as fancy anymore, but you will get a little bit of performance from it too. So we'll go back up, of course, into our system preferences. And inside of system preferences, we can then go into the dock. And it's at the dock here, there are a couple of different settings that you can do. Minimizing the windows, instead of using the Genie effect, we can use the scale effect if we choose to. The other things, of course, are down here where it says automatically hide and show the dock. You want to turn that off if you don't like that idea. Of course, even animate opening applications. That can also help. So if you actually reduce all those, notice that you can actually do that as well. And any of those that allow it to actually kind of do that in the background, that will also turn those things off. So that will help you too. So that's another option that we have as well. Now there's one other that's fairly similar to this. I'm going to go back and select my little button up here and go into the accessibility. And in accessibilities, if I go to the transparency is what I'm looking for. There it is. I want to make sure I hit the right one. Under display, if I now go ahead and uncheck to reduce all these options, such as the motion and reduce the transparency, all that will also, of course, save a little bit more resources for you too. Now, all those are actually fairly key, and that leaves us with the last one that I wanted to go over, which is the 7th one as well. Now, notice my desktop. There's a lot of us out there that, of course, have, well, let's say 100 icons on our desktop because we need access to every single one of those things. That's great. But what if you're only really using 2 or 3 or not really using any of them? Well, remember that when it's actually on your desktop, it has to redraw. It has to keep all that stuff refreshed in your memory to have that happen. So instead, by simply reducing the amount of clutter that we have on our desktop, I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to move this to the trash. Even something as simple as that can really help to improve your performance. So what you want to do is take a look at these particular tips that maybe will help you to get a little bit of performance. But that doesn't mean, like I said at the beginning of the episode, that those are the only tools that are available. If you have a different one that you'd like to share, make sure you put that down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you also, of course, subscribe to the IT Pro TV YouTube channel as well, and hit that notification button if you want to see these as a post. Well, that will do it for us. Thank you for joining me.